I'm Artak Beglaryan. I was born in 1988 in Stepanakert, Nagorno-Karabakh, during the Soviet time. When I was a kid, there was a war by Azerbaijan, siege, shelling, etc. And my father was a soldier, and he was killed when I was 4.5 years old. Then after the ceasefire in 1995, when I was over 7 years old, I lost my eyesight as a result of a landmine explosion in our yard in Stepanakert. And then I got a special education in Yerevan, far from my family, due to the vision of my mother that I should get good education and become a valuable, needed person for my people, my homeland, and the humanity, if I can. And unfortunately, my mother passed away when I was 16 as a result of heart attack, but I kept her and my father's vision. I studied conflict sciences master. Then I got education in Greece through European Union exchange program, Erasmus Mundus program. It was business management. Then I again did my master at University College London in politics, security and integration, and went to Tufts University Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy and got education in public administration and public policy, and returned to my homeland Nagorno-Karabakh and served to my people in public service, public administration for 11 years with different positions, including Human Rights Ombudsman during the 2020 war and State Minister as coordinator of humanitarian ministries after the 2020 war. In December of 2022, on December 12th, Azerbaijan blockaded the only road, Lachin Corridor, connecting Nagorno-Karabakh with Armenia and outside world. Especially since July, we had serious lack of food, serious lack of medication, fuel, no public transportation, no private transportation. People were already starving. Quite hard situation between me and my wife for a few times happened, that we had a conflicting conversation. We had only 2-3 days of food, and she was asking, what are we going to find for our children? In 2-3 days they will be hungry. I was always saying that, like others, we are the same. If they are hungry, we are also hungry, and we will follow others because we are in the same boat. I always understood her as a parent, as a mother. She was asking, okay, what is the red line for us, for our family? How much are we going, and by when are we going to put our children in suffering, and then what are we going to decide? And always we were discussing that we should be within the last groups to decide to leave the country, and she was actually okay with that. But the main red line for us was the security of our children. As a result of the Azerbaijani genocidal aggression on September 19 and further and prior coercive environment against the Nagorno-Karabakh people, almost everyone decided to flee because there was no hope and no trust to Azerbaijani and international guarantees for our security. And we thought that it's impossible to have rights, security and dignity under Azerbaijani control. though it was very hard for us, including for myself, to flee. The most important thing that is hard for everyone is the memory, is the past, is the graves of everyone who gave his or her life in order to give us belief and trust in future and to continue the struggle for freedoms, values and rights in our native homeland. We owe them to keep the value of whatever they saved for us, whatever they defended, protected for us. And sometimes I feel bad or guilty that I and my generation were not and are not strong enough, or I don't know, responsible enough to keep whatever they have saved or whatever they have given passed to us. And now I would say that the most difficult part of our suffering is this mental harm, mental suffering of our people, wanting to return but cannot return, wanting to continue this path of values and freedoms but cannot continue that, and wanting to protect the graves and the heritage, the identity, but cannot do that because all of them are under Azerbaijani genocidal control.